Hey guys, welcome to the last session on Chitlins Con Carne. We're looking at the last chorus today. We've gone a little bit upmarket with a new camera, and I've actually got a microphone on my voice, and the guitar's going through my Kemper, so it actually sounds a lot better, and you'll probably be able to understand it a little bit more. So last chorus, the last time we met, we were looking at him going kind of double time and also into the major kind of territory. Sorry it's taking me so long to get this last one out. So at the very end, you kind of got a bit of a taste of what he was going to go into with that. So he did this chord here, which is a 6th chord. He could have been going for a 13th chord, for a dominant 13th, but it's more likely he was going for a 6th chord. It's kind of rock and roll. I mean, remember this album kind of came out in the early 60s, so rock and roll had already kind of been birthed, so to speak. So I think he's kind of borrowing from that, but also, there was a lot of stuff before that, like jive and everything, where you'd have these kind of 6th chords in there. So but he could easily be going for a dominant 13th. But I think it was a 6th that he was aiming for. So the difference between a 6th and a dominant 13th, obviously the 6th and the 13th, those notes are the same note. They're the note of A when we're in the key of C. But what makes it a 6th and what makes it a dominant 13th is with a 6th you don't have the 7th added into it. So with a dominant 13th you've got that flat 7th added into it. So notice I'm not playing the roots in there, and that's because I don't want to get in the way of the bass player. Obviously with a guitar like this, it's going to sound pretty muddy. He's definitely going for a 6th, I think, there, and he goes up that arpeggio there, and then general blues fodder there. Now the next bit, which is really tricky, you would have seen at the top of this video that I was playing this chorus, and I was using my 2nd, 3rd and 1st fingers for the really tricky legato passage. Now he's not going, he's going, so it's almost kind of it's not even 16ths. It's almost quite difficult to transcribe this, because he's kind of going really quickly off the end of it, and it's just because it's felt. He's not doing this really clinically. He's kind of this is a real feel thing. So it's all kind of blues stuff coming off of it. It's a Dorian scale, because he goes to that note. So that coupled with that chord, he's definitely in Dorian territory, isn't he? So the best way of practicing this stuff is to practice up and down the scale using 3-note per string exercises. And I wouldn't use your 4th finger, because you're not massively in control if you use your 4th finger for this. It's just too hard to do that. So the best way to kind of have more control is to use your 2nd and 3rd fingers for that. So a little exercise is, and then, okay, so, oops, sorry. So I'm kind of just doing a Dorian thing there. What I'm actually doing, I'm doubling that note there. It's just because it's an exercise, it doesn't have to be massively accurate. Like that. Okay. And then you can get as fast as you can with that. But just practice it slowly with a metronome and gradually speed it up. After that, so some kind of odd bits towards the end there. Again, more blues fodder. He's going down the pentatonic scale, and then the kind of penultimate bar, that chord there, is another voicing of the 7th sharp 9, 7 sharp 9. So just bank that one in your long-term memory, because that's quite a nice one to play. And then instead of going, I would have thought he would have gone. He kind of goes. So he's going to the major 3rd and then the major 7th. Now that could have been a mistake, possibly, but I think he's just kind of trying to round it off really nicely. So take what you will from that. That little ending bit there, but it's kind of unusual for blues to kind of end like that. Anyway, so that's the final chorus. As we finish here, there's going to be a little video in a second of me playing the whole thing. It'd be great to hear some feedback from you guys to see how you got on with learning this. So feel free to post below any links to you guys playing it. It'd be great to get some feedback on how you felt the lessons went with this and anything that I can change with it. I hope you've really enjoyed it and that you've gained something out of it. The next batch of lessons that we're going to have a look at is going to be looking at Help the Poor by Robin Ford. So get your Telecasters out, get some nice fusion drive going, and we're going to get fully into that next time. So see you later.
Thank you.